What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's Timmy Ray back at you. Hey, this is episode 2 of Pimp My Predator Ride. This is the Yukon edition. We picked up a 2007 Yukon Denali about 6 months ago. We took care of some mechanical issues with it. Then we took it, built the racks in it in the back. We did a rack on top, custom built. We did lights in the grills. We did wheel change and tire change. We did a paint change. Did some stuff on the inside. So this is probably going to be a 3-part series to this. And just kind of want to clarify a couple things. One, I'm not a professional content creator, so I did not record everything. I will try to explain it. If you have any questions, hit me up on Instagram at dropzonehunting_ENC. Shoot me a message if you see something you like and you need some clarification on. I'll help you out. If I got to send you some video or just talk to you about it. The first part of this is going to be the back 4 tripod, suspended tripod hanger. I want to clarify something, and that is I did not drill through the roof. We only put the threaded rod. We dropped the headliner. You'll see that in the video. And there's the cross members that go across. We dropped a nut down in that after we drilled a hole through it, and we threaded that rod up there, and I put some JB weld on that nut and threaded rod so it wouldn't come loose, and then we double jam nut it, which you'll see that. But stay with this, watch the video. Might be something here you can put in your vehicle or you can improve on. And again, any questions, concerns, thoughts, hit me up on Instagram. But let's get this thing rolling. And this first episode, just kind of overview, but check out that tripod. Then we'll go into the box and maybe some paint, pictures, stuff like that. And then the last part will be the actual final of the vehicle, walk around of that. So stay with us. Appreciate it. And you know what they say, like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. But more importantly, if you see something you need help with, hit me up on Instagram. I'll help anybody out. All right, thanks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't get that in the video. Oh, she take video. Yeah. Alright, I'm on. You off?
All right, guys, here's a quick walk around of what we're working with. This thing is, like I said, 2007 Yukon Denali. Body's in great shape. Very minimal rust on the bottom. We did add the front reese hitch because this is an all-wheel drive, and I like four-wheel drive. So we're gonna set up where we put a winch on the front of the back in the event we get in a scrape somewhere. Those are the rims, man. We got these off Marketplace. They come off a guy had them on, like, I think it was a 22 Tundra 6-lug X Series. Already had the tires on them, so $700, couldn't pass it up. Inside of this thing is really, man, I mean, look at the driver's seat. No rips in it. Dash is solid. A lot of room. We're gonna do some upgrades on the inside. We got some stuff here from coolers and stuff. We'll build our box back here. It's gonna be fire. I like the captain's chairs in this one. That's one of the upgrades I like about this. Doors are super smooth. And we got a lot of mods we're gonna do, so stick with us as we do these. I'll keep you guys posted. It is extremely dirty. We drove about 50 miles yesterday just to run some oil seal stuff out of it, or through the motor, should I say. Got some Amazon packages. Got my garage. It's got a bunch of Amazon stuff in it. I mean, this thing is mint, guys. So stick with us on this, and it's gonna be several probably short videos. I hope to instead of just doing one big long video, you guys can keep up with it. Stay with us. All right, catch you up to where we're at. We got the box built. Now we got the headliner dropped. I didn't drop the headliner all the way, just to the back doors. It would be a little easier to drop this a little further, but I didn't want to take that TV out right now. If I don't have to, I think I got enough room to do what I want to do. Right there is the center line of the truck, which is actually right in line with that light. So I was able to go up there, measure, and get the center point. And then I measured on this particular tripod hanger is 13 3/4 from the center line. So I got a mark there and a mark over there. Show you that real quick. Here's what we're working with. This is our 29 1/4 by, well, it's probably gonna be 24 deep, but I got my center line on my board. I got 4 tripod locations that are 6 inches each, and those are pretty big, but I run the 2 vet tripods. They got the big heads on them, so to get those in there, your smaller tripods are going to fit in there real easy. Like I said, 13 3/4 from the center line is going to put me right here, which is going to give me a little bit of room all the way around that 1/2 inch threaded rod, which is what we're going to run down. Same thing over here is our 13 3/4. All right, drilled the holes up there, slid the rod up. All right, what we did there, I didn't video it. Had to put my little nubs about 2 or 3 inches with just a bolt up there through the hole I drilled, and then I put paint on the bottom of them right there, and picked the ceiling up where it needs to go, or the headliner, and then pressed it up there, and that gave me a mark on top of this headliner to drill the hole through the headliner where I needed it. On this YUKON, that one was right on the edge of the top of the air conditioned ducts. It was just barely off of it. I don't think it's going to affect anything. That one over there was pretty clear of the duct. So I got those in. They're at 27 3/4, and then I come back here, put these in, slid a big washer up in there, put a lock nut on top, tightened it up, ran a couple threads through there as well. And now I'm going to tighten the regular nuts up tight, and I'll probably double jam nut the top, so there'll be 2 regular nuts pushing that washer up. Back here will probably just be 1, because I can get a hold of that top part. But we got the headliner kind of back where we want it. You want to make sure every time you put this headliner up, marking those paint spots, that this headliner is exactly where you want it. If not, you're going to drill through your headliner and it's going to be off a little bit. So we had this one still in, so we've been using this as we go up, line it up, and then we did the paint part. But that's where we're at right now. I'm going to get these tightened up, and again, back here on the back, you've got this big open space, so you can move these left and right if you need a little bit of room, and all that'll be covered up with the plastic. So that's where we're at right now. All right, let's catch you up where we're at. We got all the headliner back in. That one's still out. I lost a screw for that one. Real quick, when the 07 through 13 YUKONs are probably gonna all be the same with those duct work up there. I don't feel like I'm getting these as tight as I want. I'm afraid they're gonna, because they're right on the edge of that duct work, that it's gonna start collapsing it and could pull them fender washers through the headliner. So it's really sturdy now, but we're gonna put some sides on it, and that'll help give some rigidity. But the 04 YUKON we did, those things screwed straight up tight. There was no duct work there. So just be mindful of that. But you got to put those forward rods wherever the that cross member is up there. So it's kind of, you kind of have to put it there. And based on this being a 4 tripod hanger, I had to have as much space as I could get. Now, a little tip here: when you start tightening these up, all right, they're gonna try to pull in just because they're slightly on a roll with the roof. So before you cut your holes in your base plate here, you know, run them up till they start bowing in just a little bit, and you know, you can measure from nut to nut. That's, you know, that's not moving up there. It's the bottom that's going to really move in. These ones, the front one's not as bad, but I ran them up fairly snug, and then you know, marked all my holes, drilled them, and this slides up. This is just laid up here right now. We've been putting a headliner back in right here. This has the nut in it. Just measure around that. Again, you're not going to see none of this. You're not going to see none of these hangers when we get done. So that's kind of where we're at. Get you caught up and stick with us. All right, here we go. We're going to do work on the tripod rack dividers. Like I said, I run the 2 vets, so they got the bigger tubes on them, plus this bigger head right here, which that's about where it's going to sit at. And it's almost 6 inches from outside leg to outside leg once you put the carpet on there. All right, now like I said, we're not going to see the rods when we get done. So what I did is I took like a 2x6 and made it basically 2 pieces. I'm going to carpet this here in a moment, but I want you to see it raw. And all I did was router out basically where our rod and nut is here on both ends. And then of course I have the that 11-inch piece here at the top. It's overhanging a little bit, so we took a little bit out right there. You can see that, so it lays up there. But all that is just glued that in there. All right, let's get it carpeted. All right, there it is, all carpeted up. Got my lines running the same way as the base of the tripods. Glued and screwed and then stapled in here just to give that time to just harden up that glue. This isn't a carpentry video. I know this isn't great, but for what I'm using it for, and that carpet's going to hide all that, I'm good with it. Again, if you want to do a little bit more carpentry on that, feel free to. I leave the carpet long here. I tuck that up under there once it's in place, and that roll kind of fills in a little bit of any gap I may have up there on top in the headliner. So let's get that put in. All right, there it is. Put in. See kind of how it forms around there. Again, that comes up to your carpentry skills, how tight you want it to be, but hides the bolts or the rods here. And I just put 1 screw in here, 1 screw in the bottom and the back. It ties this to the frame. I can run some more upwards maybe later on, because this side here I'm not going to mount because we're going to run wires behind it. So I'll probably end up cutting a little bit more out the back of this one. Once we get the box, I'm going to mount a switch box right here for the red and white lights, and we'll be moving on to that. Got a couple of I'll show you what we did here inside the tripod rack. Took a 2x6, cut 245s on each side for each spot. And I'll go up front and show you what we did there, why we did it. All right, here's a look from the inside. Here's that, just like a 2x6 actually cut down to fit snug. It's only carpeted across the front because you don't see the sides or the bottom. And they're screwed up, just one screw in the bottom. But what this does is two features. One, you see how it kicks this tripod up a little bit higher. One, that allows you to, your backseat passengers, they can still look at each other and they don't have some tripods in their way. It gets this tripod right here a little bit above the person's head. Same thing with the one over there on the far end. Even though they're not hitting the person, it does get it above their head. And the second reason is if we have to hit the brakes real hard, and these things do, you got some smaller tripods and like the two vets where they are gonna stop before they come all the way through. Say you got some smaller tube ones that are gonna come all the way through. If you hit the brakes, the tripod is going upward, okay? It's going upward. So worst case scenario, it's gonna hit the roof up here and mess up your headline a little bit, but it's not going to hit the driver or the front seat passenger in the back of the head with these spikes. So it gives it some resistance when you're braking. Your tripods aren't free flowing and sliding forward. They have some upward angle they have to do to before they come out. So just a thought, if you want to add that piece in, that's what it looks like. Just a little 2x6 cut down to, I think most of them were 5 3/4, and then I just carpeted them.